Ask Studio is YouTube's own AI. It's already inside your Studio account, and fewer than 1% of creators are actually using it. I've been testing it for 3 months and found 10 prompts that can game change your channel, and one even tells you what to do if you get deepfaked. Number 1, retention rescue. Why are they leaving at the 30-second mark? The prompt. Analyze the retention of my video name, link, map the biggest dips to specific times in my transcript, and tell me what psychological mistake I made there. I ran this one on my car camping channel, a 14-minute video called The Power of a Camping Reset. Ask Studio mapped 3 retention dips to the exact moments that caused them. The first one stung. I dropped from 87% to 65% retention in the first 45 seconds because I talked about anxiety without ever naming exactly what I was anxious about. Vague stress doesn't hook people, specific stress does. The second dip was during an audiobook soundbite about university politics while chilling at the campsite. Its intention was to interrupt the pattern, but I guess it went too far. The third one happened after 45 seconds of monologue on wrinkles and aging without a silver lining, so people bailed. Ask Studio called it the trough of no hope, which is totally fair. 3 fixes I can actually use in my next video. That's the whole point. 2, comment sentiment. Is my audience actually happy or just being polite? The prompt. Categorize the last 100 comments on my channel, group them by excitement, confusion, and feature requests, so I know exactly what to film next. Running this and all the future prompts on the same channel, the excitement bucket confirmed what I suspected. People love the parody content. Fine, noted, but that one satirical masterpiece took forever to make, so not a sustainable format. The confusion bucket was more useful. Turns out a consistent thread of people want to know how I actually find safe spots to sleep. Not the glamorous version, the vetting process. That's a video I hadn't planned, but probably should make. The feature request kind of surprised me the most though. Bathroom logistics, health insurance on the road, the unglamorous admin of living in a car. Nobody's asking about gear. They want to know how I handle being a human. 3 video ideas I didn't have before I asked, 10 seconds to run the prompt. So what's the one question about your niche that you've been afraid to ask your own audience? Tell me in the comments below. 3, title and thumb ideas. I have the footage, but I don't have the click. The prompt. Based on my best performing video, title, link, give me 5 title variations for my new video about topic that use the same psychological hook. So I asked Studio to reverse engineer my best performing video, 249,000 views, 5.7% click-through rate CTR, and give me 5 new titles using this prompt. It identified the formula. Remove intimidation, plus specific time frame. No build tells them they don't need a $50,000 van. 2 weeks in proves the thing actually works. The combo is what drove the click. The 5 title variations it gave me all follow the same structure. Some are better than others, but the framework was solid, and I can now apply it intentionally instead of accidentally. The bonus thumbnail note was helpful. Show the car setup, but circle the weird specific thing. The plant in the cup holder, the solar light duct tape to the visor, or whatever. It said my audience clicks on resourceful goofiness, so show them something specific to be curious about. 4, information gain audit. My video feels like a Wikipedia entry. Yawn. The prompt. Read my script or transcript for topic or video title. Identify 3 blind spots, things 90% of other creators are missing that I can add to increase information gain. Information gain is a term you'll be hearing a lot more of this year. It just means unique value that isn't already available everywhere else. And YouTube is actively rewarding it. I ran this prompt on my car camping essentials video. One thing worth knowing, I don't fully script my camping videos, so I tweaked the original prompt to read my transcript instead of read my script. Ask Studio can pull transcripts directly from any uploaded video, which means this works even if you speak to bullet points. It came back with the obscure issue of condensation management. So nobody talks about waking up in a damp sleeping bag because you didn't crack the windows open. Every creator covers gear. Nobody covers the miserable morning after your first mistake. It also flagged power management when you don't have a $1,000 portable battery, specifically the risk of draining your car battery charging your phone overnight in an older vehicle. That's a detail that could get someone stranded. But most importantly, the physical safety vibe check when you arrive at a spot. These are 3 things my commenters were already asking about. Ask Studio just named them. 5, competitor interest map. I keep making videos for the audience I have instead of the audience I could have. The prompt. What other topics is my audience searching for right now outside of my main niche? Give me 3 crossover video ideas. I asked Studio, or Sparky as we like to call him, what my camping audience is searching for outside of camping. It came back with solo safety, health and longevity, and personal finance. The safety one I could film tomorrow. My audience asks about this constantly, and I already have a vibe check routine I've never actually explained on camera. The anti-aging workout video, I'll probably skip. I eat well, I exercise, I don't think much about it, and the last time I went near the last quarter of my life territory in a video, I lost 3% of my audience in 45 seconds. Ask Studio reminded me of that too. Thank you, which was helpful. The finance angle was genuinely interesting though. I do have a background in real estate and finance, and my audience is full of people doing the math on whether they can actually afford to do this. But cost of living videos go out of date so quickly right now. That one feels like it needs more thought. 3 ideas I didn't have before. 1 I'm doing, 1 I'm skipping, 1 I'm sitting with. That's a pretty good return on a single prompt. 6, script soul syncing. This AI-assisted script sounds like a corporate robot. The prompt, rewrite this section of my script or transcript in a, emotion 1 and emotion 2 toned. Use shorter sentences and remove any generic AI speak. This one came from a comment on my channel. A viewer mentioned that he uses Ask Studio to rewrite his scripts with a specific emotional tone, in his case, mystery. The bracket in the prompt is where you put yours, and contrasting emotions work the best. I asked Sparky to rewrite the first 30 seconds of a camping video that had a pretty bad retention drop in a negative but hopeful tone. I also changed script to transcript again because that's how this channel rolls. The rewrite it gave me was a solid framework, good bones, the right instincts. A few things it wrote never actually happened, so I'd have to adjust, and at 30 seconds, it runs a bit long. I'd cut it to 20. But the structure, reality slap, tension, pivot to hope, that's replicatable. And if you're someone who knows what you want to say but can't figure out how to open it, this prompt gives you a starting point worth editing. 7, policy and safety shield. Will this joke get me demonetized? The prompt, check the YouTube community guidelines for concerning content. Is there a specific risk of this video being flagged or age restricted? I ran this one on my van life parody video, clearly marked as satire, trigger warning in the first few seconds, some mild adult humor, peeing in a bucket, a joke about OnlyFans, nothing that felt too risky to me, but I wanted to know what YouTube's AI thought. It walked me through the EDSA exception, educational, documentary, scientific, artistic, which is the framework YouTube uses when content that might otherwise be borderline has legitimate creative context. Parody and satire qualify. Good to know in writing. The video itself hasn't been flagged, so I presume it's within guidelines, but 1, disclaimer, very important. Ask Studio hallucinates occasionally. It can lose track of details, sometimes misremembers specifics, and can be confidently wrong. So don't use this as your legal department. Use it as a first pass that tells you which policy pages to actually go read, using those helpful links directly in its response. Number 8, the hater filter. 1 mean comment ruined my whole day. The prompt, summarize the critical feedback from comment ID or link, strip away the insults, and give me the 1 actionable lesson I can learn from this viewer. This one was a little harder to test because I treat my comment section on this channel like a garden. If you let those noxious weeds go too long, they take over, so I yank them early, which means the worst thing I could find was, feels like clickbait, what chaos? Not exactly a takedown, but Ask Studio still pulled something useful out of it. It identified a value gap. The title promised chaos, but the hook vibed manageable, so this viewer felt let down by the mismatch. The fix it suggested was to front load the stakes in the first 10 seconds, which means don't just show the rain, Tell them why the rain is actually a disaster for you specifically. Totally actionable. And the kind of note that's hard to take from a viewer, but easy to take from a tool. The point is, you don't need a comment full of insults to learn something. Even a mild critique run through this filter gives you a clearer signal than you'd get reading it cold and feeling like crap all day. By the way, I am looking for channels to audit via live stream. If you'd like a human deep dive, apply using the link below. Number 9, niche gap finder. I've covered everything I can possibly cover in my niche and I'm running out of ideas. The prompt: search for the top 5 videos across YouTube on topic. Tell me the one major question those videos didn't answer that I should base my next video on. Ask Studio is notoriously reluctant to talk about other channels, so I half expected this prompt to loop back to my own content and call it a day. But it didn't. It pulled from the wider car camping niche and cross-referenced what it found with my audience's specific comments, and the gap it identified was genuinely interesting. The top car camping videos all cover gear and weekend setups. Nobody is addressing the logistics of long-term camping when your body doesn't bounce back like a 30-year-old's. Bone density, medication on the road, bathroom solutions that don't involve a complicated build, hip-safe site selection. My older audience is asking about this constantly. The big creators are too young to touch it. That's a real content gap. And I wouldn't have framed it that cleanly without this prompt doing the cross-reference between what's out there and what my specific audience actually needs. Number 10, channel health check. Am I actually winning? Because I feel like I suck big time. The prompt: give me a high-level comparison of my channel's performance this month versus last. Focus on watch time and new versus returning viewers. This one I adjusted slightly from the original. I haven't been posting to this channel lately, so I changed the comparison from month over month to year over year. Ask Studio can handle both and more. The results were not pretty. Watch time down 47% year over year. Returning viewers down 45% in the last 90 days. When you stop showing up, your audience loses the habit of checking in. Turns out that's true even if they genuinely like you. But there was good news too. New viewers are still coming in. 82% of my recent audience is brand new, which means YouTube's discovery engine hasn't given up on the channel, even if I have. And views in the last 30 days are actually up 17% heading into the camping season. This prompt works whether your channel is dormant or active. If you've been inconsistent, this is the one that tells you exactly what it cost and what can be salvaged. Bonus, the likeness lock. What if someone steals my footage and deepfakes me? The prompt: search the YouTube Help Center for the latest on likeness detection and synthesized content policies. Tell me how I can report a video using my face or voice without permission. Now, I'm including this one not because the output is surprising. It's essentially pulling from YouTube's own help documentation, but because of what it demonstrates. Ask Studio isn't just an analytics tool. You can ask it about policy, ideas, thumbnails, titles, scripts, or how the algorithm actually works, anything YouTube related. So one conversation, one place. In this case, I'm asking how to report a video using my face or voice without permission. Deepfakes are a real and growing problem for creators, and most people have no idea the reporting process even exists. It walked me through the likeness detection tool in YouTube Studio, which scans new uploads for visual matches of your face with audio matching apparently coming, and the privacy complaint process for anything that slips through. That is something you have to enroll into. The output links directly to the relevant help pages, so even when Ask Studio is just summarizing documentation, it's saving you the 20 minutes of hunting through YouTube's Help Center yourself. Most creators treat Ask Studio as an analytics tool and stop there, but there's so much more. These prompts tell you what's broken. The next question is, what do you actually do about it? Given every creator's problem with thumbnails, I tested the CTR strategy Ask Studio recommended on this brand new channel to revive a dying video, and I documented every step so you can just copy it in this video here.